Hey, wait. Before you skip ahead, just to let you know, you can actually watch the full version of this on our Patreon, and you can actually watch next week's episode a full week in advance. I mean, it's very easy. I mean, right down there in the description, or right up here in the corner. Feel free to give it a click, and we'll see you there. Hello! Well, this episode's aptly titled. I mean, after all the crap we got in the last episode, I mean, Stain, we effectively figured out Stain's ability, his quirk, if you will.
Right.
And turns out, the UA students are doing everything in their power to try and keep from getting cut by this guy, and thus get permanently effed up because of it. And Ida has sort of gone through a little bit of a transformation here. He's sort of become like a vengeful, like a little bit of a vengeful kind of guy. But
well, I mean,
hopefully he'll have a turnaround.
You can be a straight lace, but it's like, I mean, if my brother wound up paralyzed in the hospital because he was just like a paramedic, a hero type, whatever, like saving people's lives.
Yeah.
And some dude was like, "You're a phony," and severs his spinal cord. Like, I'm pretty mad.
I would be too.
I
would be too, honestly. That's some pretty hardcore stuff.
Go out, lay hands on somebody, cast control person, and just like beat the snot out of them.
Oh yeah, I have your back on that too. I'd be like, you want me to hold him down, or do you want me, or do you want to handle this yourself?
Don't have to roll initiative when they can't move.
So, overall, man, I mean, so far this season has been pretty daggone crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this and the beautiful thing is, season 4 just started, and we're only in season 2. We're more than halfway through season 2, and people are already talking. I'm just like, no spoilers, But people are saying that season 4 looks awesome, and also they just released another. They've just released a preview for another movie, which is I'm not sure.
Someone said not to watch that.
Oh, because they're not canon.
There's spoilers in it. The preview for the movie.
Oh no, I'm not. I didn't watch the preview.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the
said
preview
not to
at
watch
all.
it because there's spoilers.
No, I'm not watching the preview because we're still
At least
a
I'm pretty
season
sure
and
that's
a half behind.
what they were talking about.
Yeah, we're still a season and a half behind. So no, I'm not doing that. I ain't crazy. I ain't that crazy. But
when does the first movie come into the plot?
First movie comes into the plot, I think, between seasons 3 and 4. I'll have to look that up because it's actually not considered canon, but there's some awesome stuff in it that people say, could be considered canon. It's not like Cowboy Bebop the movie. Cowboy Bebop the movie fits in canon because it takes place between episodes 23 and 24.
Yeah.
And, so... but we'll get to that when we get to that, if we can get to that. But overall, I'm still excited to continue with this series. So, let's get on with it. This is My Hero Academia, Season 2, Episode 17, Climax. Here we go.
東京の事務所に65人ものサイドキックを雇ってる大人気ヒーローじゃないか。それが俺の兄さ。規律を重んじ、人を導く愛すべきヒーロー。いいだ。俺がお前に言える一言。なりてえもん、ちゃんと見ろ。ヒーロー殺しステイ。奴に罪を思い知らせんがために僕は兄の名を使った。目の前のことだけ。兄さんかっこいい。どうかよ。工学のために教えてくれないか。兄さんはどういう思いでヒーロー活動を続けているのか。
確かに祖父両親がヒーローで迷子を見かけたら迷子センターへ手を引いてやれる。そういう人間が一番かっこいいと思うんだ。
ではなぜ迷子センターに勤めなかったんだ。
くめ話をロボかよ。
お前の言う通りだ。ヒーロー殺し。右から。僕は彼らと違う。未熟者だ。足元にも及ばない。で避けられんだよこれを。
言われたことはないか。個性にかまけ挙動が大雑把だと。
バケモンが。どうだっけ。
You got this.
効果切れか。レスプロ
Nice.
轟君も緑谷君も関係ないことで申し訳ない。またそんなことだからもう二人にこれ以上血を流させるわけにはいかない。
お前は私欲を優先させる偽物にしかならない。ヒーローを歪ませる社会の癌だ。誰かが正さねばならないんだ。
人殺しの理屈に耳貸すな。いや、奴の言う通りだ。僕にヒーローを名乗る資格などない。俺が折れればインゲニウムは死んでしまう。
論外。
さっきから明らかに様相が変わった。奴は焦ってる。血液型2不確定な要素に近接必須。おまけに持続時間の短さ。いかん、レシプロが切れる。俺の足を凍らせてくれ。排気筒は塞がずにな。
邪魔だ。
いいのか。
お前も止まれ。
いいから早く。いけるか。いや、今はくそ。
おお。
ありがとう轟君。レシプロエクステンドワンフォーレフルカウレ。今はいけ。足が拳が
Nice. Oh, good shot. Good shot.
故郷年の低温とはいえ意識を保ったままでいられるのは初めてだな。吸収と放出か。だが吸収時にダメージが残ると。こいつ個性を複数持ってる。なるほど、そういうことか。
おお。
道路はちょって久々だと加減がな。
Looks like they stomped his guts out, literally.
身柄引き渡しを済ませて火
Reminds
星に
me
行
of
く
that
ぞ。
one Pico cartoon from Newgrounds.
ショート、事件だ、ついてこい。大じゃない、俺を見ろ。どこへ行くんだショート。
エコー通り 4-2-10 の細道。そっちが住むか手の空いたプロがいたら応援頼む。
ご老人は今から言うアドレスへ向かってくれ。向こうの火星はこのエンデバー一人で事足りる。
出力少しオーバーした。折れてはいないよな。
Try to pull
動
the
きを
muscle.
止められた。チャンスだ。
Oh, hell.
今度は犯罪者として畳みかけろ。ヒーローとして。
Oh, burn, baby, burn. Ow.
まだやつ。
They got him.
Freeze him more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
バカしからめ。さあ、
一斉に飛びかかれ。
Uh-oh.
That's gross.
Oh, he's just like the original.
これはどうだ。
Oh, blue flame.
炭化した細胞では再生できまい。
危ない。
ヴィランに有効な個性を持たぬ者はエコー通り4丁目へ応援に行ってくれ。ならば。
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
that is. Flaming spear. Nice.
Oh.
Through the noggin.
Right in the
Damn.
eye.
Endeavor is actually a damn good hero.
I mean, it's
a
like
friggin' awesome one.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like it sucks that he's a piece of shit because he's actually really cool as a hero.
I mean, it's like Todoroki was saying. He's like, there's a reason he's number 2.
これくらいはさせてくれ。ありがとうございます。
なぜお前がここに？
グラントリノ。グラントリ。
新幹線で座ってるって言ったろ。たく、こういうところも年寄りそっくりだな。
この辺りだ。エンデバーさんから応援要請受けたまったんだが、子供？
ひどい怪我じゃないか。
まさかヒーロー殺し？
何？
すぐ警察にも連絡だ。僕のせいで傷を負わせた。本当にすまなかった。怒りで何も見えなくなってしまっていた。しっかりしてくれよ。委員長だろ。
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
違う。やられて逃げてきたのか。
Oh shit.
偽物がはびこるこの社会も、いたずらに力を振りまく犯罪者も。
You just saved Midoriya. What?
粛清対象だ。全ては正しき社会のために。
ラナノーム、なんであのガキがいる？
して、あの男はまさかの。エンデバー、ヒーロー殺し。
Oh shit, his mask fell off.
偽物は
Endeavor did that to him.
正さねば俺を殺していいのは本物のヒーロー、オールマイトだけだ。
Didn't he like lick her blood?
It wasn't her
It was,
blood. It was the
Nomu's
Nomu's
blood.
blood. The one flying.
Oh, okay.
It flew off. And
Oh, right. Okay, gotcha.
he passed out. He passed out, didn't he? Yep. He passed out.
気を失ってる。
Yeah. Breathe. Breathe.
この時ヒーロー殺しは折れた肋骨が肺に刺さっていたそうだ。誰も血を舐められてなんかいなかった。ヒーロー殺しだけが確かに相手に立ち向かっていた。
My whole thinking is that Hero Killer's face is messed up so bad is because Endeavor did that to him.
I think that's what they were implying there.
Yeah, because he looked pissed when Endeavor
Just
showed
the
up.
way, well, he said his name and he was like, fake. Like,
The only true hero is All Might.
Well, I mean, I feel like he feels that way about every hero he's come across. They're all hypocrites. Seems to be his thing.
Except for Midoriya, because he wasn't
Well,
going
he
to kill
did, yeah.
Midoriya.
I think he realized when he was fighting him, probably if he's seen what All Might can do and stuff, he probably saw some All Might in him.
Well, I think he sees heroes as ones who are truly willing to help. It's a lot like the cops versus the killers argument, because a lot of people sign up to be cops, but most of them sign up just because they want to be killers. That's the whole theory, but that doesn't really pan out. Now, there are cops who do sign up just to use their gun. A lot of cops do sign up just to use their gun, and so they have the presence of authority. And I think that's one thing that the hero killer sees with heroes. He sees heroes like All Might, the ones who truly want to help people and save people. Then you have ones like Endeavor who have awesome powers,
But they're kind of doing it for the glory.
They're doing it for the glory, and they're also hurting people in the process. Like, for instance, he was ready to throw down against the hero killer as soon as he saw the hero killer's face, not knowing that Midoriya is right underneath the hero killer's grasp.
Yeah.
Not knowing that. And, you know, it just goes to show, I think
He also shot his flame, like, pretty close to those two civilians when he roasted that Nomu, like, on the ground.
Yes.
It is a harem anime, so obviously the hero killer is also going to have a crush on Midoriya. I mean,
Of course. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Everybody likes that little dude.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think people are inspired by Midoriya. I think people are inspired by him, and they seek to do better, not only for themselves, but also as a hero. I think that's what Stain actually admires about Midoriya, is that he actually that Midoriya actually wants to live up to being a true hero, a good hero, whereas someone like Endeavor, who was driven by, the glory and the man forced a marriage on a woman and forced her to have his children. That's pretty fucked up by any standard, no matter what era you live in. But another reason I think why he wanted to kill Ida is because Ida was seeking to kill Stain instead of save the guy that he was trying to, that Stain had on the ground, the guy dressed up as a Native American.
Well, because that's what he told him. He's like, if you're a hero, then save that guy first.
Yeah, and he's right, because that's a hero's main duty. A hero's main duty isn't to kill the villain; it's to help people.
Yeah, I think he would have been more impressed if, Ida had shown up and been like, "Oh shit," and just like sped through and grabbed that guy and just whipped him out. Like,
got him out of there, and then
all
maybe
right.
Stain would have just been like, "He'll live for now."
Yeah.
Versus when Ingenum.
Here's the thing too.
Go ahead.
That I just kind of connected is he killed that Nomu like straight up, and he did say before, "I'll take care of them later."
Yeah.
And he was about to pretty much kill. I always forget his name. Shigaraki, handyman.
Oh,
yeah,
Shigaraki. Yeah.
Yeah, until he kind of talked him out of it, and I kind of don't know if he is just a hero killer. Like, he seems to
he despises
also
the
possibly
too.
kill villains, because they were also saying like crime rate lowered in areas he was in and shit, and wonder if that's not just because he was killing heroes there, but also he was scaring the shit out of villains in that area too.
It seems like he has a particular amount of disdain for anyone who assumes power over other people in some way or another, either ostensibly to help them or just criminals.
And I think that might be because of whatever happened between him and Endeavor, probably.
I think what happened.
Yeah, he's got some kind of past, obviously.
Oh yeah.
So I guess that's why you can't see his nose usually, as it's implied that his nose is kind of burned up to the
burned up
whatever.
to the bone.
Yeah.
Pretty much like the cartilage is gone and everything.
Yeah.
And the only reason he wears that on his face is for proper filtration, because if you don't have your hair follicles here, you're not going to be able to resist a lot of allergens.
That's also just to cover up his scars, probably.
Well, yeah,
too.
but in conventional, that's the one reason why Michael Jackson wore the mask, was because he did at one point he did not have a nose, but also for allergy sakes, because when you don't have those little hairs there to stave off pollen and allergens, you can have very bad allergic reactions.
Goes straight into your sinuses.
Yes, and they can mess you up really, really bad. Yeah. But Stain, there's a lot more to him, there seems to be. And Endeavor, I really wish Endeavor was a better person, because I really want to like him because his powers are awesome.
Yeah.
And he knows what he's doing. But
I wish Stain was a better person, because sometimes I can sort of see what he's getting at, but
he's sort of going at it in a megalomaniac.
He's one of these characters.
He has
where
a point to an extent, but he's extremely misguided.
This
he's overly fundamental about it,
and he's not he's too. He's putting everyone under the same umbrella, essentially,
right,
instead of judging people individually.
Well, he's just a violence fantasy. It's where it's okay, or if you're that good, you can lead people to become better, or
Yeah, it's a warped mentality.
Well, I kind of hate characters like that, because they have a really interesting philosophy, but they're ultimately just a violence fantasy. That but then people get way too into it. And it's he's a bad guy, right? He's out there killing people because of a disagreement, basically. That's not, that's not okay.
No, it's not okay. Not okay at all. Oh God, the whole thing with it's a lot like sort of how Jim Jones wanted to save the world and save people from the trappings of a society that he thought hated them, but in turn the man went so far off the deep end, he wound up killing all of them, including himself. I mean, it's one of those weird scenarios where you have a very like impassioned person wanting to do something for the betterment of the world, and then all of a sudden goes about it the whole way the wrong way. Sort of like Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. I mean, the man was a very intelligent person. The man had all these beautiful theories about society and everything, but then something happened.
Yeah, he was part of an unethical study conducted by the FBI.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, boom, he starts killing people. I mean, he became the Unabomber. And it's whenever something bad happens to people who have great ideals, and then their ideals change for the worse because of it, it's one of the saddest things, because you could see how a person had such a great start to it, and then something happens, and then all of a sudden everything just goes haywire. For instance, actually one that actually went the opposite was Malcolm X. Malcolm X, very, very boisterous, very well-spoken, very well-educated. Then and he pretty much lived his whole life believing that, white people are the enemy, black people are, superior, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Connects with the Nation of Islam, gets under Elijah Muhammad, and then he realizes that the Nation of Islam, for the most part, back then was ran effectively like a members-only club, and if the better you did in the public eye, the better you were with, the better you actually got a full name, because whenever you started in the Nation of Islam, you didn't receive an official name until Elijah Muhammad declared it. And in the beginning, Cassius Clay, who became Muhammad Ali, was known as Cassius X for a little while, but then because of his rapid ascent up the heavyweight ranks, they all of a sudden decided to speed up the process and give him the name Muhammad Ali, whereas it was Malcolm X that got Cassius Clay into the Nation of Islam. But when he saw Cassius pass him up that fast and become Muhammad Ali, and instead of Malcolm X being given a name, instead the Nation of Islam passed him up, and then he goes to Mecca. He goes to on pilgrimage to Mecca, and he sees that Muslims aren't just black or brown. There's actually white Muslims, like blonde-haired, blue-eyed Muslims that speak the language, are the same as him. They're all there for the same reason. And then Malcolm X comes back and starts preaching about how Islam can be a religion of peace, and we need to throw aside these ideas that white people are our enemy and this and that. And then the Nation of Islam killed him. There's a theory that the CIA had a hand in it too, but there's really no proof of it. But the men who killed him were dedicated followers of the Nation of Islam and supposedly acted under the orders of Elijah Muhammad, in which it's a terrible, terrible thing. And Malcolm X died at the age of 40 after only believing these new beliefs for about, 2 or 3 years. And it's sad to see that. But, yeah. People can change for the better or for the worse. You hope for the better, but I've met people who I used to be some of the best friends with. Nowadays, dude, they've turned into some outright sleazeballs that have stolen from me, who have taken from me, who have led me on for the longest time thinking that they're doing better and doing this and doing that. And all the while, I've been helping them supply their habits or supply their bad intentions or stuff like that. And it sucks when you realize that shit. But I mean, hope, and I think we were seeing Ida go down that path too a little bit, because instead of being like his brother, he focused way too much on vengeance. He focused way too much on getting back at Stain instead of doing exactly what his brother wanted him to do. Be a better hero.
Thankfully, it seems like he's had a realization.
Yes,
Thankfully. Someone that vengeful, usually you worry that like they're gonna have the whole thing where once the dude's incapacitated, they're gonna be like, "You have to let me kill him." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like he didn't try to do that or anything, so
and that's a good thing.
That's luckily a good indication that he's not like too far gone.
Gladiator's one of my favorite movies of all time. You know, I love a good revenge movie. So
well, I do too, but the problem was, what was it? Not Marcus Aurelius. What was
Commodus?
Commodus. Thank you.
You talking about Joaquin Phoenix's character?
Commodus equally couldn't let it go because, you know, it's two people gripped in this struggle between, you know, what the future holds versus what tradition held. I mean, tradition held that you know, Caesar, you know, the great Caesar of the Roman Empire would be the one to rule, but then of course Maximus, he actually was set to be effectively a new kind of leader declared by the Caesar at the time before he died, but then Commodus found this out and killed him. And I mean, revenge done right, just in the way of justice versus like blind vengeance. For instance, Frank Castle, the Punisher, he extracted justice, especially in like the 2004 film. He extracted justice. He cared about if he hurt somebody in his path. That was the one difference between him and John Bernthal. John Bernthal in the beginning actually did not care as much if he hurt somebody. For instance, the guy shot Daredevil in the head. He shot him in the head. Like, why? It wasn't like the guy was there trying to kill him. He was just trying to incapacitate him. But can't tell that to John Bernthal's Punisher. Pow. Headshot. And
I mean, shoot, if I could get shot through the shoulder with a broadhead like he did in the Punisher series and just pull it out and walk it off.
Well, you see, that's believability.
If you're that tough, you can do whatever you want.
Well, yeah, true.
Mercy.
But the Punisher that we got in the 2004 film, Thomas Jane's Punisher.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, I do too. You see, what happened to his family was absolutely terrible. And he went about extracting vengeance the right way. He killed the right people. He didn't seek vengeance and didn't care who he hurt. And that's what I liked. That's the kind of justice that is merited. Whereas Ida was straightforward focused, and he didn't care that the Native American guy could have been saved.
Well, I mean, the guy was incapacitated. I mean, you know, we can say he didn't care about him, but he was in fact keeping Stain away from him because Stain was going to kill him.
Yes.
So
he was, but he wasn't focused on.
You know, the better
him.
move when you have super speed like that is to take that
it was
guy
reckless
and
to
get him
fight out in
there.
the alley. Yeah, that's true. But
fight in the open.
Like if he had shown up and he was like, you know, skinny, stretchy man or something, you know, and like he has no power, but he has the ability to like tie someone up, then I would engage the criminal and keep him there until somebody else shows up, or until a guy can get back up, you know.
Yeah.
But like with his power, like obviously the right thing to do would have been to take Native and run him out of there.
I mean, it would have been a lot safer. Yes, I completely understand Ida's position though, and I don't really blame him.
Well, actually, if it was me and they were incapacitated, I know like obviously like Midoriya and Todoroki would have stopped me, but you know what I would have tried to do to Stain once he was incapacitated? I would have taken one of his knives and shoved it in his spine. I would have been like, that's equal. Like my brother can't walk, so neither can you.
Truth is that you can see that as justice, in which, truth be told, like I said, justice done right. Effectively, for instance, for me, Last House on the Left, the remake. Have you all seen that? Well, okay. If you don't care about spoilers, the ending of the film actually has a very poetic justice.
I've always meant to watch it, so
okay, all right. I won't say. But the ending has poetic justice, and I like how they did it. In which, you know, if it were my family, my scenario, I probably would. But however, in a situation like this, where there's a lot of people around, and you actually are trying to be a better example, I don't know if cutting his spine would make things better. Instead, that would give you the inspiration to say, I
don't-
can get away with it. Why
after-
can't I do it again?
After he was tied up might be a little much, but in the heat of the moment, if he pulled one out of his arm and did it because he was about to kill somebody else, I'd be like, okay, thanks for saving my life, dude. Like, you know, I'm not going to sit there and say Ida's like some sort of hypocrite or, you know, this like false hero just because, you know, after all he's gone through, when this guy's run around doing God knows what to people for literally no reason, just because it's like he's a single issue voter, and it's like if you don't double down on this one issue all the time like I do, then you're trash and I'm going to kill you. I mean, that's basically what this guy is. I mean, it's not any kind of philosophy at all. Like, he's just crazy.
Yeah. Let me see. I forget if this is the one that's got the after credit scene. Let me make doubly sure, because it looks like there might be one.
Yeah, there might be enough room there for it to have one.
Yep, there is. Oh, no, that's preview.
Just
Okay. So,
preview is it?
preview is here. Yeah. So, we're going to, Oh, it did it again. Damn it. Stop it. You stop it. Stop it. Stop. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, we're going to keep going with this. But for now, we're going to have to call this episode to a close. So, once again, everybody, thank you all so much for tuning in. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube and want to see the full reaction and everything like that, feel free to click the link down below to go to our Patreon, where you can find that there, and you can find out how you can watch the full versions there. And if you want to see more from us, we have a subscribe button and a bell that you can ring to stay notified. And until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
Micah.
I'm Nick.
And we will see you all in the next one. Peace out.